Good evening, everyone, or whatever time-based greeting is appropriate for whatever time stroke place it is you're watching this video. Welcome to another colours clearance challenge video. This time it's session 2, so my second attempt at this colours clearance challenge. And as a bit of a reminder, this is where I try to clear the colours with as close to perfect clearance as possible by getting the pot and also getting position on the next colour. And I repeat the shot until I'm happy with my position, and then I move on to the next colour. I try and do as little shots as possible, or fewer shots as possible, to get the black in the pocket. So obviously the best possible would be 6 shots. Can I beat my last time's total from session 1, which was 77 shots? So starting off with the yellow then, as per usual. I've set myself a little high on the yellow to give me a nice bounce off the side cushion and come back over for the green, but I do keep over hitting it. So I'm just trying to dial back the power and just land. I'm aiming for about level with the brown ball essentially to give me a shot on the green. So I think that's probably about where I want to be. And yes, that's actually the shot I take. So you see me moving my marker there, getting ready for the next one. So a change of camera angle then. Hopefully you prefer these camera angles. I'll try and do my best on future videos to get shot specific camera angles and maybe a few other camera angles as I go along, but at the moment I'm limited to one camera on a little tripod, so this is as best I can go. So this green is quite an easy shot then, and I roll it in to start with, and unfortunately the cue ball finishes nestled under that side cushion, which is not ideal. So let's have another go. Put the ball back and walk around the table. Yeah, so this is, again, should be just a nice bounce off the side cushion back for the brown, roughly in about the same place, maybe with the cue ball a little bit further over to the left as we look at the screen. Let's see how I do this time. So yeah, nice pot on the yellow, nice bounce. Maybe didn't come as far as I wanted it, but I do take this shot. Onto the brown then, and another change in camera angle. So this time you're right behind the brown ball into the pocket, so you should be able to see even before I could that the ball is going in or not. And this is where unfortunately things start to unravel for this particular run, which is going so well so far, with only 7 shots needed to get to brown. And yeah, so get the pot straight first in, first time, which is always nice to see, but the white basically runs all the way down to the black spot, and I don't have the camera angle to show you how far that went, but it was literally nearly touching the black. So yeah, set up again and try again. I'm just setting up on my shot. You should see my Q-tip come into view just a second. Yeah, probably should have edited that out. There it is. Do my feathering. I haven't got my Q-tip as close to the cue ball as I want it to be, but yeah, didn't get the pot there, and also didn't get the cue ball anywhere near the blue. Missed the pot again. Cue ball went a little bit too far left. This time the cue ball is about perfect, but obviously the brown didn't go in. And this is the story of this attempt really. I either get the brown in or I get the cue ball exactly right. So there's a lot of repeat shots here. Yet again, brown nowhere near. Try a little bit of stun, and I start to see, actually, yeah, that's probably how I want to play it. The pot wasn't a million miles away, and the cue ball was exactly right. So, starting to get a feel for this. This one was just a little bit overhit, and the cue ball actually went in the pocket, which we can't see underneath the camera. Again, perfect pot, but not enough pace. Just slightly overcompensated for the high pace of the previous shot. So it's just a bit of fine tuning. I mean, it helps if I get the pot in, which obviously I didn't that time. But yeah, I've now got my idea of what this shot needs to be. I just need to actually execute it, and unfortunately, I just can't seem to get the pot anymore. So I'm getting quite annoyed with myself. Here we go. There's a pot go. Oh no, it didn't. It rattles in the jaws. Of course it does. And the cue ball is pretty much perfect. Nowhere near to not. What about this one? No, overcompensated and then overcut it. Cue ball runs away. I think goes in the middle pocket again. Again, just can't get the tuning right on this pot. shouldn't be such a big margin for error, but there is. Sorry, there should be quite a large margin for error, but there isn't, and it's not quite there. See, I think I've got the pace right. If I get the pot in the next time I get the pot in, I think I'm pretty much going to be there. So it's just a case of executing this shot. What about this attempt? And there we go, nicely in the pocket, and the white ball comes back nicely. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera angle set quite right, so it didn't show where the cue ball stopped, but you can probably see it on the next shot that it's a little close to the cushion, but it's a nice height on the blue to get me on the pink. So I'm pretty confident that I probably need a little bit of topspin anyway, so the fact that it's close to the cushion is not such a big deal. Apart from the fact that I missed the pot by a long way, and therefore the white goes far too low on the table. Not a fantastic camera angle, this. Sorry about that. It looked better on the camera than it does actually after I've imported it into the editing software. I'm also quite lazy, so I didn't walk around the table. I just fished for the cue ball from the other side of the table. What about this attempt? It's difficult to see when it's coming because you can't see the cue. Oh, there we go. I think I've tried a little bit of stun on that one. I think that's probably the way I end up playing it, just a little bit of stun, just to stun across for the pink rather than going off the cushion. Yeah, blue on the spot. I think I've run over, I send the cue ball back across the table and it moves my marker, so I have to sort of guesstimate where it was, so it's maybe not the most precise repositioning of the cue ball, but it looks okay to me actually. And let's see how this attempt goes. And there we go, nicely rolled in and a nice angle on the pink. And on we go to the pink. Quite a nice comfortable shot for this. And let's see how I do in the first attempt. I should say the audio of the camera recorded in the club is probably sounding a bit weird because I had to process a lot of the background music out because the club was actually open at this point to drinkers, etc. So they had music on in the bar. So I had to process a lot of it out. Again, camera angle not great, but I actually take this shot because the pink landed quite well. It's maybe a little bit low on the black, but because it is the last shot and I don't have to do anything with the cue ball, I do actually take this shot. Onto the black then, and as I say, it's a little bit low, but I don't have to do anything with the cue ball, so I back myself to probably roll this in a couple of shots, maybe even first time. Spoiler alert, it's not first time. But yeah, I back myself to get this in a couple of shots, and I'm well on track for absolutely destroying my 70 shot record from session 1 and setting myself a real benchmark to try and beat in future sessions. So yeah, I miss it a bit. I missed it the first time, didn't quite cut it enough. So let's see if I can compensate for that and get it on target this time. I think I just go and get a drink at this point. There we go, I'm back. Set myself up, hand comfortably on the cushion, and I get absolutely nowhere near it. I think that's because I took my eye off the pot to go and get a drink. So I'll chalk my cue. Never have too much chalk, as they say. And then back down on the shot. Still not, I'm getting closer, but not quite. I'm trying not to overcompensate, I think, and that's why I'm not quite getting there. That was a little bit closer, but still not quite on target. What about this one? That looks more like it, and nicely rolled in. Trust me when I say the cue ball did not go in the pocket, and I put my cue down in disbelief again. And there we have the results for this session. As you can see, massive improvement on my 70 shots from last session, so less than half of those shots, 33 shots in total. Interestingly, exactly the same amount of shots on the brown as I did on the first session, so I think the brown might be my nemesis, I guess. But all the others, I think, less than 10 shots on all the other balls. In fact, 5 or less shots on all the other balls, I've got to be happy with that. So if I could just get that brown ball to blue shot going, maybe I can get a really low score. I think maybe something I need to practice a bit more without before I go for these attempts is that brown to blue shot. But then maybe that's not in the spirit of this challenge. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like the video if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. And happy snookering. And I'll see you on the next one.